Hello, my friends. Welcome to Start the Day with Ginny, which is now being shared through my YouTube channel, my podcast, The Visionary Leaders Circle, through my newsletter on Saturdays for the community and the people who have signed up to receive valuable strategies on a weekly basis. And I'm so excited because during these short minute videos, I get to share what I notice is happening with my clients and what I help them with that supports them as they are in this journey to increase their influence, their impact, improve their well-being, and to make the career moves that are going to propel them forward. And so in today's video of Start a Day with Ginny, I'm here to talk about stories. And I don't mean storytelling, which is one of the skills that I also teach in my classes and in my programs, but more about the stories that you may be carrying around that are no longer helping you. What do I mean by that? If you have been doing self-development for a while, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you are new to the field of personal development, you may be wondering, what does it mean? The stories, the rackets, the narratives that we tell ourselves about ourselves that keep us in a tiny little box, that keep us from shining our light, from bringing our strengths outward and sharing them with the world. Those are the types of stories that I'm talking about. So what are those stories? Those stories are the voice in our head that is constantly telling us what we can or cannot do, what we didn't do well, what we are not blank enough, not good enough, not smart enough, not young enough, not old enough, not blank enough. Those are all stories. It is the reframes that we have, or the stories we tell ourselves about our lives up to now, whether it's about our childhood, our teenage years in high school, our years in college if you attended college, our years as employees in different companies. It is stories about our relationships. It's about our parents, about our siblings, about our friends, about our conditions right now. Those are all stories. And what happens with us is that as we become more self-aware of those narratives in our minds, like for example, the story that I am a fast learner, right? That story helps me take on new opportunities, say yes when somebody is asking me to do something that I'm not familiar with. That story of I'm a fast learner is a story that serves my life and my role as a. We can then assess which of those stories are helping me in my life. It's going to take me a very long time to break into this area. That is going to keep me, on the one hand, learning more about this field, but on the other hand, it could limit me from taking steps toward learning about this field, because if I have the story that it's going to take me a long time, oh, it's only been 5 years that I've been doing this, so of course it's going to take me a long time, so it doesn't really matter if I do this thing because it's going to take me a long time anyway. So I won't be as proactive as I could be as long as I'm telling myself this story. So this is what I mean by what stories are you telling yourself, and how can you assess whether those stories are helping you or not? As you think about what you want to achieve in your career at this stage in your life, ask yourself, what are those stories I'm telling myself right now that are keeping me from taking the steps that would support me in my goals? And then write those down. And what happens many times with my clients is that when I speak with them and I'm listening to them on all levels, I can pick up some of those stories or some of the assumptions they are making. So it's a lot easier to do that, to unearth those stories and limiting beliefs when you're being witnessed by someone who is a professional at coaching and at listening and at really even reading between the lines. So if you need support in identifying what's holding you back, and what has been holding you back all these years from reaching your full potential as a leader and for reaching your full potential in your earnings, then let's connect at callwithginny.com. I would love to support you any way that I can. Live with purpose, live with joy.